What up, guys? As promised, here's the stream. Yeah, so we're gonna let some people bounce in because part of the whole point of this live stream is to keep you guys informed, see what you guys are, wanting to ask me. I intend on keeping this short. I don't really want to sit on a live stream for an hour. Yeah, I'm having a good day so far, so I just really don't feel like just draining myself out with a long live stream. So I'm planning on keeping this short. So yeah, if you guys have any questions and stuff, please just start shooting those in. I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer, then I'm gonna do just a brief catch up of what's been going on the last 2 weeks, a little bit of my thought process, some of the things that are kind of crossing my mind, and then we'll kind of get into the questions and answers and stuff like that, as well as I will answer questions that were put onto the community post, because I posted a community post 2 days ago, so that if anybody really wanted to make sure that their questions were answered, they could post them there and I'd read through it. So yeah, how's everybody doing today? Good streams, yes. We have KA, Hadrosaur, Trip, and GJB. Awesome. How y'all doing? It's been forever. So yeah, don't know. I don't think I've streamed on a Sunday for quite a while, and not at this time. I'm usually still doing it around the normal streaming time on Sundays, but this is a little early, so I don't know how many people will catch. But okay, we have 8 people now, so let's see how many people will catch in here. Either way, so basically over the last 2 weeks, still been laying low. I actually just recently was hanging out with my friend David, aka Spino Dude. We were just talking on Discord, having friendly chat, and we were sharing each other music that we really enjoyed. And he ended up sending me a song that has like nothing to do with children, and it has it's a very mature song. And he sent it to me. I'm listening to it. I was like, I love this song. I'm gonna save it to my music shuffle playlist, right? Then I click on it. I'm like, why isn't it working? And then it like popped up a little thing. It says, you cannot save videos to a playlist that are made for kids. And I'm like, this is not made for kids. That's the kind of thing I'm like, what the heck? Like this crap is still like, there's still weird crap going on. So music that's just clearly not intended for kids was being marked as for kids, which is just stupid and silly. So there's still that threat out there. As I told you guys in the last stream, I've gotten a contact from Safari Ltd, and I've heard things from other companies as well that there's a very serious threat here, and so I can't just jump back in all howdy doody into doing YouTube stuff when there's just way too much of a threat currently. And to be honest, nobody wants to have their life threatened, their livelihood, their future threatened over something that's a hobby online. And I mean, just a little bit of a catch up on me. Lately, my life has been great, amazing. I've been loving life lately. And to be completely honest, a big factor in that is not doing YouTube stuff. Because YouTube stuff is very stressful. It takes a lot of time out of your day. And while I'm working a normal job to actually make money and to work towards my future, I'm also putting in more hours than a normal work day on top of that to go into YouTube and to edit Mesozoic, to do all this stuff. And I'm not getting paid for that stuff. And it's a lot of work. It's stressful. I didn't feel like I was living. And this break from the YouTube stuff has really cleansed my soul. I felt like there's so much weight that's been taken off my shoulders. And so I have to be honest, I've been really enjoying life, just taking time to spend time with my family, to spend time with friends, people who are really important to me. And work's been going great. I have other things going on in life that I'm really excited about. which I may talk about later on, depending on how things go. But it just, YouTube really feels like an obstacle right now. And with its current landscape with Kappa, not only am I not comfortable, not only is it not safe to go back into just getting into stuff again, I just don't want to do it right now. Like it just, I'm happy where I am right now, and there's just too much stacked against me. And so I honestly think, guys, that I'm going to be extending my leave from YouTube for a bit longer. And we're going to see how it works out, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to be taking another couple months off. And I just want to be honest and upfront and frank with you guys, because that's my thought process right now. I don't know what the future is going to hold. My parents are moving, this summer. So we're going to be moving to a completely different state. I don't necessarily know entirely if I'm going with them. For many different reasons, I could go different ways. I could end up being on my own, but there's a very real possibility that by the end of the summer, I could be going into a film school. So, there's a lot of things in the talks right now. And I'm just kind of getting my life on a roll, trying to steer myself in the direction I want to go in. So I really don't want YouTube to be holding me back right now. And with all the threats and all the risks that are coming with the territory right now, and the stress and the time consumption, it's just not worth it. So I have decided I am, at the very least, taking off another couple months from YouTube before I come back. If there's some dramatic shift in the tide, like we're like, oh, we're fine now, then I'll be like, okay, I'll start slowly getting back into little things, then work it back up. But right now, it looks like I'm going to be taking a couple more months off. So I want to be honest with you guys. So yeah, that's basically what's been going on in the last 2 weeks. Well, there's been other things going on in my personal life that have been taking a lot of time away from me, but I don't really want to talk about that. Just for personal reasons. And so, yeah, we'll see. But my process is just I need a longer break no matter what. I still love YouTube. I still love Kikizilla101, the channel and the hobby. I don't think I'm going to be giving that up. So we'll see. But yeah, and it's been really freeing. So anyways, let's kind of get into some of the comments here just to catch up. Once I catch up with the chat here, I'm going to go into the comments and the questions that I got on the community post, because I promised that I would answer those first, so people that had questions that they really wanted answered would get those answered on stream. So we got here. This past Friday was great. I proposed to a girl I liked, and she said yes. Proposed? Like marriage? And you just liked her? You weren't dating her? Or are you just using a weird wording? Currently writing a story about a Lambeosaurus, lambi, and hats. Oh, that's pretty cool. I see where this is going. The dinosaur community has a whole is being destroyed by YouTube by flagging dinosaur market for kids. Yeah. What? Huh? What are you saying? Where was I? Yeah, so a lot of content has been marked for kids. I heard, I only overheard this from Spino Dude like yesterday or whenever he streamed. So I actually don't know, because I don't know from her firsthand experience, and I've never really been subscribed to the dude in years. But apparently Jurassic Collectibles has been hit really hard by it. So yeah, there's some pretty big stuff going on there. Get back to work on MI, slave. A lot of people have that mentality. Well, Marcus Phillips, I wouldn't say that the entire dinosaur community is being destroyed, but specifically the dinosaur filmmaking community. Yeah, I agree with Camden. Yeah, that works for me. That's super cool, man. Hello, what? You're not coming back? Well, like I said, I didn't say that I'm not coming back. I'm just not coming back for a little bit longer. I'm taking a longer break. I think it's inevitable that I'm going to be coming back, but I just don't know for how long I'm going to have to wait before it's safe and stuff like that. Not marriage, just dating. I could send you the photo on Discord if you want. So is that like a term, wherever you're from, is that like a term that you guys use for like asking somebody out, is proposing? That just, because from where I am in America, like proposing is when you're wanting to endow yourself in marriage. Dress Collectibles manually chose to mark all of his videos for kids. Oh, okay. That's what happened. Okay, so let me jump into the questions that I got on the community post, because I asked if people wanted to have certain questions they wanted to make sure were answered. I'd read them here. Atlantis Production said, finally, the community is starting to piece itself back together. I don't really know if anything's really changed. Some people have remained the same course of thinking, whether or not that's staying on YouTube and ignoring the danger, or staying safe and heeding the danger, and then there's some people that are just still kind of like bouncing back and forth. But I don't really think that as a whole the community's really started changing. It's still kind of the same, in my opinion. But we also have if you go live down, okay, that was not important. I will ask many, many questions, but I want you to answer one in particular. What are your opinions on Thanatos, Allosaurus Jamadsoni, got named Nose Swords? Okay, so a bunch of different things. All I really know much about is Allosaurus Jamadsoni, and that's because Allosaurus is awesome. I love Allosaurus. And yeah, it's cool. It makes sense, and especially that I heard that Big Al is now considered to be a Jamadsoni and not a Fragilis. And to me, that makes sense because I've seen Big Al in person, and his skull does look different from the Fragilis that I'm used to. So I was like, that makes sense. So yeah, the Jamadsoni thing is pretty cool. It makes sense that there's another species. I mean, with that many different individuals, I mean, the odds are back in that day that you'd have many different species under a genus. So yeah, pretty cool. All the other ones that I don't really know much about, I know that the Thanatothorestes, or however you say that name, I think it's like the Death Reaper or something like that. This is just another Tyrannosaur with a cool name, but it has nothing behind. Like, I'm one of those people that, like, when I like Dynamo Terror is just so overrated to me. Like, oh, it's got a cool name. Like, who cares? It's just a Tyrannosaur that's fragmentary, and we like basically know nothing about it. And same thing with this one, as far as I can tell. So I don't really care. But cool. We got more fossils that are partial and don't really tell us much, but whatever. Then Nova's Corner didn't really ask a question. He was just kind of making a statement. But since I don't appreciate the way he went about it, it's not very polite. But I am going to answer it anyway, because I know there's a lot of people, or I'm going to respond to it because I know there's a lot of people that have a similar thought process. So what he said is, you should like reopen Dino Nation and just give ownership to Fiasco or the Prehistoric Dinosaur. It's a rather bleep move, that's censored, a bleep move to take the main communication source away from us and then not even trust your own moderators. Everyone wants it back, but you still refuse. Nobody is going to stop asking if you don't. Okay, so first off, let's just take it one step at a time. I've already explained this thing many times on different streams. You can go into those other streams. You can see more. I'm going to just answer this very briefly, very bluntly, because I want to get it out of the way. Okay, so the first sentence, you should reopen Dino Nation and just give ownership to Fiasco or the Prehistoric Dinosaur. No. Okay. I created Dino Nation, and it's been co-founded and built up by myself and my close friends. Mainly Spino Dude and Dino Man have done the primary back work in terms of helping me out with building it up. Okay? And it's one server. And it's our server. And we have the right to choose what we want its destiny to be. And we want to close it down. We're not reopening it. That's plain and simple. Now to move on to the next step, He's being kind of an a-hole here, and he calls me a name because I've taken away the main communication source away from us, and I don't even trust my own moderators. I trust my moderators for the most part, except one that I still have. But that's besides the point, whether or not I trust them. The server needs to end. The server needed to end, and the moderators who actually wanted to continue with things, they went off and made their own servers. That's what I was encouraging. It doesn't matter. It's just one server, guys. Like, there's many different other servers out there. And no, for the final time, Dino Nation is never, will never be, and never was the main communication source for this freaking community. It's so huge. This community is so enormous. And if you're talking about the DinoTube community in particular, it's in the goddamn name. DinoTube. Okay? YouTube is the main communication source. Dino Nation never was, never will be, and still isn't the main communication source for the DinoTube community. It never will be. Never was. Okay? And everyone wants it back, but you still refuse. No, not everyone wants it back, but ironically, most of the people who still complain about it are also the same people who, when the server was up and they were a community, they were part of the community in the server, were constantly complaining about the way it was run, and were constantly saying things. And this person in particular, Nova, was actually one of the few people that did say quite a few rude things about the moderators, the owners, and would even say that there was other servers that were better than it. They were out there and they were going to overtake us. But now that we shut it down, it's all of a sudden it's the best. It like everybody wants it back now. It's like, well, then why were you being so rude and hating on it constantly when it was up? It doesn't make any sense to me. And nobody's going to stop asking if you don't. And I don't care. I'm just going to stop answering. Okay, I'm still answering questions now because I haven't been active on YouTube, so I haven't had a ton of chances to answer, and I want to make sure that as many people as possible understand. But it's done, okay? And I'm not mad at most of you guys. So if any of you guys feel like I'm mad at you, don't. The people I am angry at know exactly who the hell they are. And I'm just done, okay? I'm done answering the questions. If people are going to be polite and they still have some questions, feel free to ask. I will answer them. But I'm sick of these guys being a-holes and asking these questions or demanding things, which are just not going to happen, okay? So that's over with. Now we can move on to more delightful questions for the second half of this half hour that I want to stream. So now the rest of the questions are going to be in here, okay? I've kind of gone dark lately because of the whole cop situation. I've been putting more effort into my ASMR channel. Give me 1 second, guys. My dad thought I had the pizza cutter up here. That's a new one. Honestly, not being in the content creator mindset does a lot of good. When you're constantly in it, yeah. Just can't monetize content anymore. I'm at the Morrison Museum now, so have fun without me. Okay, you have fun at the Morrison Museum, my dude. Quick question. Was there really a community of dinosaur YouTubers? Yeah. There a bunch of us on here. I thought there were just a couple random big dinosaur guys. Well, there was a whole community of people who watched the videos, and then we communicate. We recognize each other. We talk over live streams. The live streams were big ones. They were probably the biggest way that the community kind of came together and would talk about stuff. And so, yeah, and then it branches out in many different directions. I mean, it extends onto the dinosaur toy forum. You have I think the dinosaur model collectors group on Facebook. There is a newer scene on Instagram now. I don't really think there's anything major on Twitter. And then there was Discord. There's tons of different Discord servers. So yeah, it's a big community that branches out in a bunch of different directions. It's really big, and it still is. Oh wow, cool. I really wish I was there to see that. Sounds cool. Hey, what's happening with the channel? Well, I explained a little earlier. I don't want to waste time and explain it again. But if you do want to hear what my current thought process is, please go back to like the first, like I think it's around the first 2 minutes, and then a little bit, maybe like 6, 7 minutes in. If you watch the beginning of the live stream, you'll learn a little bit more. So please go back and listen to that. It's a very short part, but I don't want to repeat it again because most of the people have already heard it, and I want to answer questions. If he wants a Discord server for DinoTube so badly, why doesn't he just make it himself? Well, I think he did partially do one server himself, but I don't know how much that went well. Clearly didn't go well because he's still begging me to bring back Dino Nation. Hang on, what other servers were there? I don't really know. I don't remember. It's been a long time, and I really only focused on my own because I was trying to run it, and it was very time-consuming, which is one of the biggest reasons that we shut it down. And just very unappreciative people that would cause problems. Most of the people were great, but there was just, people who would just stay within the limits of the rules just enough to stay around and cause trouble. And it just was a very inefficient way of us dealing with the problem. What's Dino Nation even? It's a Discord server that's dead now. It doesn't matter. It was a huge Discord server for DinoTubers. Do you think Spinosaurus still had the curved in sail that's been depicted ever since 2014? Don't know for sure because that study was so bad in so many different ways. I mean, the legs were not even connected to the animal, so that those tiny legs are just completely bullcrap, and they're not even the same genus and not even the same age. So we don't even know what the heck that thing was from. So Spinosaurus is a huge mess. And the same thing with the sails, we don't actually have any complete sail parts, and we're just taking a bunch of them or a bunch of different Spinosauruses and then guessing where they line up and guessing how they size up to each other. So really, for all we know, it could be a perfect half circle. It could be a bunch of spikes. It could be a moon shape. But like, we don't really know because we don't have enough of the back sail to really say anything. How is YouTube the main communication source if everyone left? This is just from what I'm hearing. Not everybody left. A lot of the smaller people are still here. A lot of the bigger guys have kind of calmed down and just taken a break. But the community, like most of the talking and stuff, is still going on. On the Facebook community, still tons of talking. Dino Toy Forum, I think I heard that there's still a lot of talking on there. I'm sure it hasn't slowed down any bit because they also kind of isolate themselves. Instagram has been really hot lately. I'm in a couple Discord servers on Discord, and those seem to be still really active, like the Edge server. There's like 3 other ones that I'm on, but yeah, they all seem really active. So I mean, other than YouTube, like, and people just kind of taking a break right now in a low period, the whole community is still pretty active. Well, I just came up and what's besides Nova, who else is a part of that group that was rude to you? No, I'm not going to get into all the names and crap. I mean, that's not the point. Nova was just one of the people he asked. I appreciate that he at least came out to, say something. He could have been much more polite and friendly about it. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who all the problem causers are. It's just the concept. When will you start posting? Don't know. I'm taking a minimum of another 2 or so months off. That's what I was kind of explaining at the beginning. Please go back and listen then. What if someone was crazy enough to make a video sharing platform called DinoTube and could only upload dinosaur videos? Then again, we actually considered that back before the whole COPPA thing went through. Myself and a couple of my friends and peers, we were actually considering trying to do something like that, but we ended up deciding it was just unrealistic. It'd be extremely expensive, and we just couldn't do it. Who here likes the new Mojo Giga? I like it, surprisingly. Is that the green one? Actually, I haven't seen any in-hands of it, but I'm not a huge fan of it from what I have seen. What do you think of the Mechagodzilla being introduced in... Oh, well, not everybody wants spoilers, dude. Not everybody wants spoilers, but now I kind of read that, so crap. I'm just going to remove that comment and not answer it. There's this channel I watched called The Vividin, and he went to Mexico for 4 years, currently still there, and he's going to come back to the entire platform falling apart. That'll be interesting to see. Huh. Why are we still speaking about Dino Nation? Did someone try and make a second one again? No, I got a question on a community post. Somebody was asking about it, and so I just wanted to cover it again for anybody who's still wondering. I just briefly covered it. Moon hits your eye like a big puzzle pie. Explaining the aisle, LOL. Cuckoo. Who watched the new Sonic movie? I thought it was pretty good. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I've become more and more distant from the DinoTube community. It's not intentional. I just don't feel motivated to say anything on Discord. Also, it just seems like the servers aren't as active as they used to be. That may be the case. I'm never on them, so I don't really know. But from what I can tell, it seems like there's still some people doing some stuff on there. But I've been the same way, Delta. Really want to scoop dinosaurs at one point. Make it like Kikizilla101 does. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Kikizilla101 is still doing pretty well. Thoughts on the Schleich 2008 Spinosaurus? Forget which one that is. Is that the one like with that kind of looks like the Jurassic Park Spinosaurus, but it's got a really big head, and then it's got like a closed mouth variant and a mouth variant that that has an articulated jaw. If you're talking about that one, I think it's all right. It's nothing special. Meh. There we go. I actually caught up with the chat. Cool. The sand-colored one. Yeah. So I think that's the one I'm talking about. Love me. I do love you, Jig Bimjo. My dude. You're not at work right now? We should hop into a Discord call here in a little bit. I'm gonna have to eat here soon, but if you don't go ditching on us, you, Troy, and I should jump into a call. Honestly, this is making kind of sad. I just got here, and all I hear is how things were better. Well, better and worse in different ways. For me right now, my life is... I don't know if life's been any better. So, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely the one I'm thinking of, GJB. Not yet, but at 5, yeah. For sure, man. Okay, cool. Well, I'm ending the stream in 3 minutes, so. If there's one thing me and Kiki can agree on, Nova is a bit of a donkey sometimes. Yeah, I guess we can agree on that. Aiden, what do you think of... I actually answered your question earlier. To quickly sum it up, if you want a little bit more of it, you can go a little bit earlier in the stream. I want to say around 10 minutes. And yeah, I've only heard of the Tyrannosaur and Allosaurus. And of course, Allosaurus is awesome. I love Allosaurus. So I know about that. It makes sense. You know, Big Al, blah, blah, blah. And then that all makes sense to me because the species was, or the genus was so successful. So it makes sense there would be another species. Big Al being a Jamatsonii makes sense because I've seen him in person and its skull does look different from the usual A. fragilis that I've seen. The Tyrannosaur is just basic and kind of overrated. Just a cool name like Dynamo Terror, but has nothing really substance-wise behind it, as far as I can tell. And then the rest of them I just don't really know. The yellow and green one with the orange, yellow, black colored spine. Screw it. I'm just going to look it up. Because I'm not recognizing the colors that you're telling me. No, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. So my thoughts are accurate. Can we please remove the negativity and drama from this chat, please? I agree, man. Still proud of myself. Awesome. Hey, Chad Mo. Recently watched The Ballad of Big Al. Still thought it was nice, at least in terms of storytelling. Oh yeah, that's a really good one. You son of a Tyrannis fan. Lythronax is actually one of those ones that I had the same feeling about for the longest time. And I still kind of do. I think Lythronax is cool. I mean, at least we have quite a bit of it. But like Lythronex, Dynamoterror, and this new one, however you say it, like Thanatothorestes, they just have cool names, but there's barely any different. Like Lythronex is just basically a bootleg Daspletosaurus, and the other two are just so fragmentary you can't possibly get a good idea of what they were actually like. So, you know, to me, they're just not exciting. But for somebody like you that's a huge Tyrannosaur fan, I'm sure that's awesome. I didn't mean Schleich, actually. I meant Carnegie. Okay, that's what you meant. That would have helped a lot. That one's awesome. I have it up here. That's a really good figure. It was my favorite Spinosaurus for the longest time. It was unbeatable until this Papo limited edition Spinosaurus came out. That's my new favorite Spinosaurus figure. I don't know what the heck is. I think it's, unless I'm thinking of something else. I am ignoring you, Cameron. You butt nugget. I think the W Dragon Spino is the best one. Dude, no, wait, is it? Oh, what's the other one? Not the W Dragon, the, why am I forgetting what it's called? They're both rip-offs of Jurassic Park crap, but there's like another one. The Nanmu. The Nanmu Spinosaurus looks really cool. I really dig that one. PSO Spinosaurus, so you have chosen death. I'm still looking forward to getting the PSO Spinosaurus, and I'm curious if that one will also, if I will consider that one to be better than the Carnegie one in hand as well. I don't know if I'm going to like it better than this one, though, if I'm being completely honest. The Papa one. That one really, really, really surprised me in hand. Even though it's the crappy quadrupedal bull crap, it's a really good model. I'm going to make a rant on you now. You will feel my pain. Dude, you go for it. You go, girl. You go, girl. You make a rant on me. You tell them just how mean I am to you, dude. You go. Oh no, Karen pulling a Maju Dino King. PNSO Spinosaurus, so you have chosen death. I've drawn stuck in Canada. Dinosaur Park is my favorite. Dinosaur Park is real good. How late am I? 32 minutes, and I'm late to ending the stream. So any last questions, guys? I'm gonna get going. I really don't want to drain my entire spirit out on a Sunday right now by doing this. But if you guys have any more questions you guys really want me to ask, please ask them right now. I'm gonna answer them. There's a bunch more stuff I talked about earlier in the stream, especially when like just before the 2-minute mark and then on to like the 7-minute mark. I talked about kind of like what's been going on and what like to update you guys on what I'm thinking about currently and what my current thought process is with the channel and everything. So if you were curious, please go back and watch like that 2-minute to like 7-minute range, somewhere around there. It's probably not exactly that, but it's somewhere in that area. Watch that and you will be able to catch yourself up a bunch. So please go do that. Gore King is a cool name, and it is linked to Western Interior Seaway. I guess that's a fair point. But the name doesn't stand on alone. The name is cool, but still bootleg Daspletosaurus. I'm dying for a good bipedal Spinosaurus in accordance with 2014 reconstruction, if it's still even considered accurate, that is. Well, a lot of the stuff in there did actually shed some light on it, but the two things that people take really seriously, which they shouldn't, is the legs. Like, just go back to the old bipedal crap. It's more accurate at this point. You like when you get something and then you realize it's completely wrong and inaccurate, you go back to your prior way of thinking. So go back to a normal Spinosaurus leg thing that fits in with the family group. Sail, you can do whatever the heck you want with it. If you like the little dip in the sail, then do it. If you want to do something else, then go for it, because it's not inaccurate because we don't know. Because all of the different sail pieces are from completely different individuals that are from varying sizes, so you just don't know. What are your top 5 dinosaurs from the Morrison Formation? Allosaurus, Torvosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Stegosaurus, Diplodocus before Stegosaurus. I think that's how it goes. Godzilla without any human assistance versus Ghidorah with any oxygen destroyer or electrical transformer assistance. I mean, Ghidorah probably has a way better chance at beating Godzilla. He probably would beat him. But then again, somehow Godzilla did get King Ghidorah frozen in ice at some point, so who freaking knows how that ended up happening. And you have to keep in mind that Godzilla kicked Ghidorah's butt in Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico. Like he would have beat Ghidorah right there. I don't think he would have killed him, but he would have beat Ghidorah in that water fight. I mean, he was ripping his heads off. He would have kept him at bay, that's for sure. Ghidorah probably would have had to flee and then recuperate before they could fight again. So if he caught him in the water, I think Godzilla would kick his butt either way. Yeah, goldfish are messy. Don't forget Godzilla's ocean advantage. Thoughts on the Safari 2012 Tyrannosaurus? It's a nice figure. It's just got a lot of proportional issues. That a lot of those like Doug Watson sculpts from that time just had like really big, stupid-looking feet and like were just kind of generic looking. It's got those basic proportional issues. It just looks like stubby and it's got big feet. But it's a nice model other than that. Favorite Godzilla design? GMK. Godzilla 2001. Second favorite is Godzilla from Godzilla King of the Monsters. Although 2014 is very, very close behind. I like 2014's proportions a little bit better. I mean, the spines could be a little bit longer because I like the bigger spines on King of the Monsters, but King of the Monsters, he has a smaller head and some other stuff like that, but 2014 is very close behind. And then 64 would be after that. I love the Godzilla 1964 suit. What parts of When Dinosaurs Roamed America soundtrack? Are you talking about like my favorites? I love the Dilophosaurus track. I love Scourge of the American West, but my favorite is Heyday of the Reptiles. Tempted to regenerate while underwater, Godzilla would grab the head, shake his finger, and say, "Out of here with that." Yeah, probably. I meant the parts of the soundtrack do you like? Yeah, those are my favorites. Thoughts on the Safari LTD 2016 Tyrannosaurus? Do you mind it being kind of small? I don't really mind it being small. I wish it was a little bigger. I wish it felt a little bigger, but I love that figure. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. One of my favorite Safari figures. Shin Godzilla's been growing on me, but I'm still not a big fan of him. But a lot of people really like Shin Godzilla. I love Time Travel. Time Travel's a good one, too. Sounds weird, but does anyone know how to come over the fear of not being able to sleep? Because lately I'm having that trouble and I really hate it. Fear of not being able to sleep? That's a new one. I mean, take melatonin. Melatonin really helps it out. It makes you tired. That's a over-the-counter medication that really helps me out whenever I need to go to bed and I'm not feeling tired. Another big one is use sleep music on YouTube. I love using Native American flute music. It really helps me go to bed whenever I'm having trouble sleeping. But I've also trained myself pretty well to make myself go to sleep, so I'm not really the biggest problem in that area currently. I used to be, though. But I'd recommend those things. Melatonin and sleep music. And I would personally recommend Native American flute. Tyrannosaurus versus Tyrannosaurus. Who would win? Spinosaurus. Dematicon is clearly the best Godzilla design. Y'all are delusional. One guy who says Zilla Jr.'s mother is the best Godzilla design. You will die in your sleep. No comment. What is your favorite Mechagodzilla design and character? Mine is 1974 and 1993. Kiryu is good, but could be a bit better if he was pretty powerful apart from his chest weapons. I love Kiryu design-wise. Definitely the coolest looking Mechagodzilla. But he's really cheesy. Like the way he moves around is really fake. He isn't really powerful. I don't really find him threatening, and I don't care for his theme song that terribly much. It is a decent theme song, but it's not that great. But my favorite Mechagodzilla overall would including character and design would be Mechagodzilla 2. Love that Mechagodzilla. His theme's epic. He's a badass. He kicks Godzilla's ass. He looks awesome. So, yeah. Not a huge fan of the original Mechagodzilla, but I think he looks awesome. Looks very cool, very steampunk, but definitely my least favorite Mechagodzilla out of all of them. I'd even say that I like the design from Ready Player One better than the original Mechagodzilla. But I really do like the concept design for Mechagodzilla 2. The poster version, that one looks cool. I don't like the three-part split-up thing like Mogera or whatever, but I think he's cool. I like the head of the original Mechagodzilla. That's my favorite from the original. Anyways, so I'm going to end up getting going here after watching Dinosaur 2000 several times. Pretty good. Are you going to do Mesozoic Isle still? Currently, I'm still planning to, but we'll keep you updated on that. What weapons would you put on the 2020 version of Mechagodzilla? The hand cannons things, like that would be cool. I'd really love the tether cables that like attach to Godzilla and shock him from Mechagodzilla 2. That's awesome. I'd love like some shoulder rockets, either like Garuda or whatever. I think those are awesome. Obviously got to have a beam, and I think a chest thing is awesome too. So the chest thing, mouth beam, some cannons would be cool on the shoulders. Obviously he's got to have some missiles that come out of his back. I think that'd be awesome. And then the arm cannons would be cool, but definitely the tethers. I'd love to see him be able to like trap Godzilla with those cables and then electrocute him. I think that'd be really cool. I really wish Safari hadn't done a Dilophosaurus update for this year simply because of how horrible and bad it is. Because the original one wasn't really... I'm not upset that they did one this year. I'm just upset with how it came out. I really wanted a new Dilophosaurus, but yeah, I don't like it either. I think it looks terrible. If you don't ever finish MI, will you still release the unedited footage? Possibly. We'll get around to talking about that stuff in a little bit in another live stream. When is Mesozoic Isle? People are talking about. Well, you can't look at it on the channel right now because everything's privated, but it's a show kind of like Dinosaur Island, if you know what that is. It's a show that was on the channel that was really popular. It's my main appeal, and I'm in love with that show. It means a lot to me. But yeah, hopefully soon I'll be able to put it back up on the channel and you can watch it. Godzilla brings out the spiral beam in front of Mechagodzilla 2, Mechagodzilla 2 F. I wish the Safari would hire more sculptors. I do too. 1 second. The food's done, so perfect timing. So anyways, same here. I actually guess bloopers of Am I Worthwhile video worthy? Oh yeah, there's gonna be a whole blooper video. I mean, there's a lot of hilarious stuff that goes on there. I vaguely remember Dinosaur Island, but I haven't watched it in years now, so I can't see the only Dinosaur Island or the new clones and a few action videos. Yeah, there might be reaction videos still up about Mesozoic Isle, so you might be able to see those. I'm not sure though. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a great Sunday, and I'll see you guys very soon. Keep an eye out on my community channel or my community section because I'll keep you guys updated there. All right, bye-bye.